Hey guys, it's been a while. I do apologise for the lack of content and movie reviews, but I haven't gone anywhere, and here are my top 10 anticipated movies of 2019. All the movies that I'm looking forward to this year, and do you know what? There's a lot. I was looking through the list of movies the other night and that are to be released this year, and I was like, wow, there's a lot that I'm just really looking forward to watching this year. And so yeah, this was quite a hard list for me to get together and to compile, and there were some really sort of tough decisions I had to make when, you know, sort of choosing what was going to be in this list. But I managed to get that list together and choose which movies it is that I'm looking forward to seeing the most, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. But again, going back to, you know, sort of the lack of content recently from my channel, I can only apologise, but so much has been going on since moving in to my first house. Basically, we've just had a pet. We've just bought a puppy, so I've been doing a lot of puppy sitting in between work, and work for me around Christmas time is one of the most busiest times. So it's just been really difficult to sort of try and find a routine to sort of go to the cinema and film these videos for you guys. But that is all going to change very soon. Not quite as quickly as I wanted it to, but don't you worry. I am not going anywhere, and I'm sticking to this 100%. And I do plan on having a lot more content released and uploaded much more frequently very, very soon. A lot more reviews and just me babbling on and talking about movies and, you know, film in general. So yeah, let's begin. But first, I just want to mention some movies that almost made the list. There were moments in which a lot of these movies were in the list, but then as I was discovering a lot of these films that I just completely forgot were coming out this year, they were sort of shoved out and all of that. So there was, this was a really hard list to put together. But anyway, here's some of the movies that almost made my top 10 list of anticipated movies of the year, and they are Captain Marvel, Dumbo, Shazam, Hellboy, John Wick Chapter 3, Aladdin, the third movie in the How to Train Your Dragon series, and that is How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, and Brightburn. So okay, let's dive into number 10. And in at number 10 is It Chapter 2. Director Andy Muschietti returns. I'm really looking forward to this sequel to the very surprising the first movie, Chapter 1. I did not expect the movie to be as good as it was. It has such a big heart. It had an emotional story. It had a big heart at its core. And, you had these really sort of likable characters and believable characters, which was all helped and aided by some really good performances from the child actors. When it comes to performances, the performances were really good in the movie by these child actors, and it really helped sell the horror and the emotion. And it was just a well-crafted horror movie. Like, I wouldn't say it was the scariest movie ever, but it did have its creepy moments. And like I said, I think for me, the big plus for me when it comes to It Chapter 1 was that big heart at its centre and the focus on the characters. That is what I really liked the most about It Chapter 1. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the sequel, and I just hope Andy Muschietti knocks it out of the park again for us. In at number 9, and this was a film that I'm sure, I haven't actually checked, but I'm sure it was in my list of top 10 anticipated movies of 2018, because I'm sure it was originally meant to be released here in the UK in 2018. It was in America, so it's been out for almost 2 months now, I think, in cinemas in America, but it doesn't hit cinemas here in the UK until next month in February, and that's Boy Erased, directed by Joel Edgerton. The film follows this boy who is forced into gay conversion therapy. For me, this film, I can connect to the story. I'm able to connect to, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing what Joel Edgerton has brought to us with this, because I really like what he did with The Gift. I really dug Joel Edgerton's Gift. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. A really, really good movie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's crafted here. But when it comes to the content and the story, it's something that I, being a gay man myself, it's something that I'm really interested in, looking forward to checking out. So yeah, Boy Erased in at number 9. In at number 8, and that is Godzilla, King of Monsters, this time directed by Michael Dougherty. Gareth Edwards directed the first movie, a movie that I actually really, really liked. Yeah, I had problems when it came to character, but I really enjoyed Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, and I'm just really looking forward to the sequel, King of Monsters. It's all part of this big monster verse where all these movies are going to be connected, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe and DC. They're doing the same thing with Godzilla and King Kong. We are going to be getting Godzilla versus King Kong after this movie. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing this film. The trailer, I love what I'm seeing in the trailers. The director, Michael Dougherty, he directed, his directorial debut was actually Trick or Treat. I've not actually got around to watching Trick or Treat. It's a movie that I am trying to get around to watching, but he did direct Krampus, which I did actually happen to see, and I actually really liked Krampus. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he brings when it comes to Godzilla, King of Monsters. Okay, in at number 7. Now this particular movie sort of moved up and down the list quite a lot, but it's Avengers Endgame. I might get some people sort of, saying, my God, that, why isn't it higher on the list? Why isn't it number 2 or 1? Because I believe a lot of people out there are going to probably be looking forward to this film more than anything this year. And yeah, I am. I'm really looking forward to Avengers Endgame. I absolutely adored Infinity War. But the thing is, I've loved every Marvel movie that the Russo brothers have made. I do believe that, when it comes to the Marvel universe, the Marvel movies, the best thing to have happened to these films, to this universe, the cinematic universe, is the Russo brothers. I just loved what they did with Winter Soldier. I loved Civil War. I loved what they did with Infinity War. I just really dug what they've done with these films. And for me, Infinity War was I just adored it. And I found Infinity War to be quite emotional. It was probably I think it's the only Marvel film that actually really almost brought a tear to my eye at one particular moment. And the Russo brothers direct one of these movies. It's not quite the same generic experience as the other Marvel movies, and that might sound like me knocking the other Marvel movies. It's not. I enjoy and I like, I think, pretty much all of the Marvel movies, all the Marvel films within the cinematic universe. But for me, when it came to the Russo brothers directing Winter Soldier and Civil War, they just felt fresh. They felt different. And I just dug what they were doing. So yeah, I cannot wait for Endgame. In at number 6 is a movie that I didn't actually realise was coming this year, but it is. I knew it was on its way, but I didn't even know that we'd had a release date for it, and it's November or December. I think it's late December actually here for the UK, and that is the Masters of the Universe remake. Now, I loved the 1987 movie with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man. I actually watched it recently, and you know what, it's been years since I watched it, and it just happened to be on one of these streaming services. I can't remember which one now, but it was. And not that I'm actually a big fan of streaming services, by the way, but my partner uses it a hell of a lot more than I do. And just flicking through and we seen it, and I thought, you know what? I haven't seen that in years. And I sat down and I watched it, and you know what? I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's cheesy, it's cringy in places. It's not a great movie. But I enjoyed it, I liked it, it was very nostalgic for me, and as a child I grew up watching the 1987's Masters of the Universe, and I loved it as a child growing up. Skeletor, I dug the look of Skeletor, creeped me out as a child. It's just a film that I just really liked and I enjoyed. I'm not that familiar with the lore and the mythology. You could say it is, you know, I was only brought up watching that particular movie. So, but I am really looking forward to seeing what they do with the remake. I love it. I just enjoyed that movie so much growing up. This particular movie, the remake, is directed by the Nee brothers. I'm not really familiar with any of the other works, but so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, you know, that original, that 1987 movie, it's not a great movie. And when I watched it the other night, I was like, ooh, it's actually quite bad, you know. But it's like, it was sort of like a guilty pleasure, you could say. And again, like I said, nostalgic. And it was sort of fun, I guess. I tell you what I really dug about that original, man. One day I might actually do a review for it. Oh, I will do a review one day, that's for certain. But when, I don't know. But what I really dug about that original movie, the 1987 movie, is the soundtrack. I really liked the soundtrack for that 1987 Masters of the Universe movie. Yeah. In at number 6 in my most anticipated movies of 2019 is Masters of the Universe. In at number 5, and it's Joker, directed by Todd Phillips. The Batman, when it comes to Batman, he is one of my favourite superheroes, and the Joker just happens to be one of my favourite villains. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring when it comes to this particular movie, which is not connected apparently to the DC cinematic universe. It's a standalone movie, and apparently Warner Brothers are going to be doing more of these sort of standalone DC movies that are not connected to the DC cinematic universe. So I'm quite intrigued by this film. Joaquin Phoenix is playing the Joker. I'm digging a lot of what I'm seeing. You know, you got a lot of these clips have been released via Twitter by Todd Phillips himself. Now, as much as I'm looking forward to the Joker, don't get me wrong, I am so damn excited for this film. Of course I am. It's number 5 in my list, but I'm not a support. I was never actually a supporter of having this movie. I don't believe we need to have a Joker origin story. I'm one of those fans that I just think when it comes to the origins of the Joker, just leave it be. That's one of the most intriguing things about the characters. One of the things that I like most about the character is that mystery of who is he? Where does he come from? Why does he do what he do? Why did he start doing what he's doing? All of that and stuff. I don't particularly want that. I didn't want that to be explored. As it is, or as it happens, we have in that particular movie. But it doesn't sort of take away from the fact that I'm just really looking forward to it. So yeah, the Joker is in at number 5. In at number 4, and it's the Terminator, a film that we will also get towards the end of the year. I believe it's November time. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of the Terminator movies. More so for the first two. I adore Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is, when it comes to sequels, it's one of the best sequels ever made. I absolutely love that film. And then they sort of deteriorated in quality as they went on with Terminator 3. Terminator Salvation I actually didn't mind. I actually preferred Terminator Salvation to Terminator 3. And then we have that god-awful Terminator Genesis. So what we got here is it's sort of like a course correction, maybe you could say. But what they're doing is what a lot of sort of franchises or studios are doing now. And that is sort of making the true sequel to a film. I mean, we got it happening with RoboCop. We're having the true sequel to the original RoboCop that's being directed by Neil Blomkamp. And we've got the same year with Terminator. We've got the true sequel to Terminator 2. And we've got James Cameron back as producer. He's pretty hands-on now with this particular movie from what I've read. And so that's got me really excited. You know, the guy that created this story, this world. And we've got Tim Miller, who's directing it. Now, Tim Miller directed, or his directorial debut was Deadpool. Deadpool is a really good film. I really like it. You know, it's a really good action, R-rated action movie. So I'm looking forward to see what he brings to this movie, this universe, these characters and stories. And what's got me even more excited is Linda Hamilton is returning as Sarah Connor. More than the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger is returning even. I adore the Sarah Connor character. You know, the journey of this character is one of my favourite aspects of the first two movies, and I'm just so happy that she's actually returning to the Terminator franchise. The fact that James Cameron managed to get her back in. Yeah, what they're doing basically is they're sort of ignoring the other movies, and they say, no, look, this is going to be the true sequel to a fantastic, a beautiful film, which was Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I absolutely adore that film so much. It's one of my favourite movies of all time, in fact. So I'm you know what, I'm really hoping that this is going to be the Terminator movie that we've been waiting for since T2. I'm really hoping, and I have got faith in Tim Miller as director, and with I got faith with James Cameron returning as a producer and being a lot more hands-on with this one, that this could be the Terminator movie that we've been waiting for. Please, I hope it is. So yeah, that's Terminator. It hasn't actually got a sort of title yet, as far as I know. Still being referred to, I believe, as Terminator 6 online. But really, it would be Terminator 3, wouldn't it? If it's going to be the true sequel to Terminator 2. But yeah, Terminator in at number 4. And in at number 3, it's The Lion King, directed by Jon Favreau. The Lion King is one of my favourite animated Disney movies of all time. I adore the film. So when I heard they were going to remake it, and at first, like, everyone referred to this movie as the live adaptation. But then when when I watched the trailer and all of that, it's almost like what actually is real and what's not. Now, from what I've read recently, it's actually been referred to as a photorealistic computer animated version. Okay, so that's what it is. The Lion King, Jon Favreau's Lion King, is a photorealistic computer animated movie. So yeah, when it comes to this film, being such a massive fan of that original, yeah, I am really looking forward to it. This is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I'm hoping they don't fuck it up, basically. They don't mess this up, because I am such a fan of that original. If you're going to remake a film, let there be a reason to why. Let this film actually be a little bit different to what that original was, because I'm not a massive fan of remakes anyway, see? So when they announced they were remaking The Lion King, I was like, oh, I don't know. Did The Lion King, first of all, really need to be remade? And then it was sort of like, I just don't know. If they can improve, for me, a remake needs to improve on the original. That's the whole purpose of a remake, as far as I'm concerned. If you're not going to be able to improve on that original, or you haven't got confidence that you're going to improve on that original movie, then don't bother. There are a lot of movies out there that just don't warrant a remake, and I do believe Lion King is one of those. But I'm a big fan of Jon Favreau. I think he's a really good filmmaker. He's a good director. So and I really like The Jungle Book. So I'm just, I'm really hoping he brings to us a film that is just as good or even better than that original. Because like I said, I don't think there's any point, if we're not going to improve on the original, or it's good, it's gonna sort of bring anything new to the table or anything, there's no point. But yeah, really looking forward to Jon Favreau's Lion King. In at number 2 is a film that I actually purchased tickets for last night. It comes out here in the UK on the 18th of January. So damn excited for this film. I've been waiting for this film since 2000, the year 2000, and that is M. Night Shyamalan's Glass. so damn excited for this film. I am, like, I think more than a lot of people actually, because first of all, I'm such a massive fan of Unbreakable. When I first seen Unbreakable, it was on VHS from Blockbuster. It was like a mesmerizing experience. I always remember watching Unbreakable for the first time. I adored it, and I love it to this day. And then, it's a perfect sort of origin story for a superhero, but a very realistic take of a superhero origin story. It's a beautifully crafted movie, an underrated movie, I believe, as well. I loved it. I love it. So yeah, when we got Split then, and I always remember watching Split, like, obviously, spoiler warning by the way, Split is connected to Unbreakable, but I always, it wasn't announced, it wasn't said in any trailers or shown in any trailers that Split was connected to Unbreakable. But while I was watching Split, it had the similar sort of beats, similar sort of build up as Unbreakable. And I was watching and thinking, wow, this film, when I was watching Split, I was thinking this film could easily fit into that universe. But I was just randomly sort of thinking that while I was watching. I had no idea that the twist we were about to get at the end was, that it was actually connected. It was within the same universe, and it blew me away. And I loved it. Split is an amazing movie. I loved Split. But so yeah, I'm really looking forward to the third part, you could say, or the direct sequel to Unbreakable, and that is Glass. I am so hyped for this film. Now, in at number one, if any of you guys have been following me now for a while and watched this video, you probably would have predicted what this film is going to be. It's obviously not Avengers Endgame, and so yeah, it's pretty predictable actually. If you know me and if you've followed my channel for a while now, you will know what is at number one for my most anticipated movie of 2019, and that is Star Wars Episode 9. I mean, yeah, I cannot wait for the conclusion to the Skywalker saga. J.J. Abrams is returning as director. I'm very happy that he's returning. I would have really liked to have seen what Colin Trevorrow would have brought to these movies, to this story. I'm happy that J.J. Abrams has returned. I'm not one of the I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan, okay? I'm a massive Star Wars fan. It's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here today, talking into a camera, expressing my passion and love for film, and it's because of Star Wars. And I'm one of those fans that adored The Last Jedi. I absolutely loved what Rian Johnson did with The Last Jedi. Everything that he did in that film is what I believe Star Wars movies needed. Yeah, it's not a perfect movie. I didn't give it a top grade. And, but I liked it. I really, really liked The Last Jedi. And in a way, I actually am one of those very few people that would have liked to have seen Rian Johnson return and direct Episode 9. But no, we've got J.J. Abrams, who gave us a really good, solid movie with The Force Awakens. I really like The Force Awakens. I actually prefer The Last Jedi, though. A lot of hardcore Star Wars fans out there don't. They much prefer The Force Awakens. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Episode 9 and the conclusion to the Skywalker saga. So yeah, and that is it. They are my most anticipated movies of 2019. What are yours? Please let me know below in the comments. And what you think about my own. Are there any questionable choices in there or decisions? Let me know below and let's get a discussion going. I will be doing my top 10 movies of 2018, but there's going to be quite a bit of a delay. We might not actually get a video until February maybe, because there are a lot of movies in December and November that I just did not get around to seeing, down to the fact that we had just got ourselves a puppy. and as well as work as well. So that sort of, all of that mixed together, I really struggled to get around to going to the cinema. So there's a lot of films that I haven't seen yet, Aquaman being one of them. There's so many actually, so I really want to check those movies out first before I actually do my top 10 movies of 2018. I am going to do one. It is on its way. It will be coming. It's just going to be a little bit later than it would usually be. So yeah, thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it, and more than anything, thanks for sticking around. For those that watch this video that are that are subscribed to my channel. If you're not already subscribed and you're just sort of stumbling upon my videos on my channel, please hit subscribe. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see future reviews from me, as well as just sort of general movie talk, then why not hit subscribe?